Welcome to Elite Tracker's Trap. This is the second of two videos that I wanted to do to discuss what makes an effective Earthquake DC. Now the first video I did, I was level 27. I was in a Junk Destiny, and my Earthquake DC was 52, which is pretty low. Which is, as I mentioned, that's if you're looking to make an effective Earthquake DC for Epic Elites, like I usually say, anything in the 50s is good enough. If you're going to do like these Epic Elite higher end quests like Stormhorns and Wayloon, I would recommend something in the mid 50s. So my Earthquake DC is 56 now, so 4 higher, but I'm also level 28, so I have higher glaciation, went from 120 to 150. I do have a lore item now for all my spells. Those things are going to make a big difference in the DPS, but you're going to be able to see the difference not only in the Earthquake between last video and this video, but also in the amount of DPS that I'm doing, the time that it's taking to take out these mobs. And my AC is a lot higher than it was. It was about, I think it was 109 in that video last night. It's a 176 now, so that's going to make a huge difference too. I also have 30 damage reduction as well, and my PR is up to 123. I am in water elemental form. You can see the little icon is activated. It's just that sometimes there's a graphic bug. Also have a lot more hit points and spell points than I did last night. Archers, let's throw the Earthquake on there. It's probably not going to bring them down, but archers, not an issue. And like I said in the other video, you can't herd archers. You can't kite them together into a group and bring them into your Earthquake like you can other mobs. So you're probably not going to use Earthquake on archers anyways, unless you're planning on throwing Earthquakes all over the place. see they're not really doing a whole lot against the 56 DC. Now 56 isn't no fail, but you're going to be able to get 95% of the mobs 90% of the time. And so, in my school of thought, that is effective for Epic Elites. You know, if you want to chase the no-fail numbers, you can do that. But you're going to spend a lot of resources that I feel are going to be much better spent. Like I said in the other video, you know, either making yourself more survivable or more well-rounded, give yourself some PRRs, some more hit points, whatever the case. Just gonna let him sit in the earthquake for a minute. So it looks like a couple of them made a save, and then a few seconds later they go right back down. That Warlock didn't fall at first, but now he did. He made his save there, and now he goes down. So 56, not no fail, and it's not going to bring down the Shadowcry Assassins. It might if they do a low save, but while it's not no fail and far from it, quite effective in Epic Elites soloing them. Hey, speaking of Shadowcry. So, druids have so many spells in their book. So many different tools to choose from. So when you have evasion mobs, high evasion mobs or high save mobs like Shadowcry Assassins, you want to really stick with the spells that can't be evaded or that there's no save against. So for example, Ice Storm, no save. Sleet Storm, there's no save for at least part of the effects. Storm of Vengeance, there's no save on that. And Produce Flame, there's no save. And Greater Creeping Cold, they're taking the damage no matter what. Something like that can't be evaded. All these spells cannot be evaded. There's no save against them. So, you know, from one perspective, you could say, you know, why try to make your Earthquake good enough to get a no save on those mobs when you have a half a dozen other spells that there's just no save against and that you're going to hit no matter what. This Joker gave me some problems last night. It took a while. So you can see the Sleet Storm slows him down quite a bit. I'm talking about the Shard Archive Assassins. There's one that failed to save against the Earthquake, but he gets right back up. They're going to make a save against the 56 most of the time. So it lets you compare the difference between the 109 AC and the 176 AC as well. This guy's hit me pretty hard at level 27. But with the extra AC, PRR, and DR, it's making a huge difference. He's really barely hitting me at this point. He's landing a few blows on me. But he's doing a lot more manageable amount of damage to me than in my other video. I haven't had to throw any healing on myself other than Cocoon. Last night I was throwing cocoon, regenerate, and then some heals as well. You know, it's mobs like this that, you know, I've said in my videos in the past that even if you don't want to tank raid bosses, for mobs like this, that higher AC and PRR, that tankishness that I have built into this build, I think that you're going to appreciate. mage just made a save. It fell down initially, and then made it save, and then fell right back down. Looks like it might have gotten a spell off. With the earthquake, according to the description, it says they're making their save every 3 seconds. It seems like it's faster than that, but that's what the spell description says. Again, it's like the mage just made a couple saves and now he's fallen. Now he's back up and now he's down again. Out of his misery. Save the shrine just in case we need it. Let's get this whole party together tonight. So let's see what happens here. Again, this is 56 DC. So the cleric got up. Just making a couple saves. Oh, and that first earthquake just ran out. Oh, it would probably help if I had my, I didn't have my scimitar equipped and that has a +6 to it. I was using the throwing weapon still because I was breaking those barrels. So, that was not a good demonstration. But there'll be more mobs in this fight. Do not taunt Happy Fun Ball. got some more friends to play with. Okay, so this time I got the the scimitar equipped with the +6, but let's see what the DC was at. Okay, it was at a 50 before, so even lower than last night during that first group of mobs. It still did pretty well. But with the scimitar on, it's 56. So just threw Earthquake on this Battle Priest here. Let's see how he does. Okay, so he failed a few saves and he made 1 or 2 there, and now he's back down. And there he's up. And Earthquake has expired. Let's try it again. Now we've got Earthquake there, but none of the other supportive spells. Let's see what happens there. So they're not getting a -4 to their saves from, you know, cold spells. He's not being hit by any cold spells right now. Archers are your friend when you have a torque. got some new friends here to play with. So Assassins, 56, not so good against them. .176 AC does work pretty good well against them though. As well as all of your spells that don't have a save. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the video, you're more than welcome to respond on YouTube. Hopefully you've seen from these two videos that you can make an Earthquake DC in the low to mid 50s work for Epic Elites, right up through some of the toughest content in the game. And if you want to see some other examples of how that range of Earthquake DC performs in other Epic Elites, I think any other video on my channel where I am capped, which is most of them on Ginger Spice, the DC there should be 55 or 56. If you have any questions about the build, you can respond to my DDO forum post, and if you happen to be on Sarlona, you're more than welcome to send me a tell.